Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel Falling Over Books. For today's video, I'm talking about books that made me cry. So I don't really want to talk about like specific books that made me cry, although I do have a couple here with me, but I kind of just want to discuss in general about crying while you're reading and just the whole thing. So do you cry when you read books and it's like an emotional part in the book? Do you cry? Do you like just tear up? Watered-eyed, or do you actually cry? Like, I feel like I've had some good moments where I've actually like bawled my eyes out, and then I feel like I've had some where I just get like really teary-eyed. But fun fact, I cry a lot when I read books. I don't know what it is, but I just get so emotional, and which is so weird because I'm not really a big crier in general, but I do cry a lot when I read books, which is kind of weird. So do you cry when you read? Like, what's the level of crying do we get here? I don't know. So I do have a couple that I want to mention that I've cried, and some I've just like teared up, some I've actually like bawled my eyes out. So I feel like a good one to be like where I actually bawled my eyes out in like a good and a bad way, like just like either I'm so proud or just like so emotional, or just like so happy, or also sad. Not really sad with these ones, but I definitely bawled my eyes out in Addicted After All. Basically, I don't really want to spoil it for you guys, but a certain wedding in here, I just like bawled my eyes out because I was just like so insanely proud of these characters and to see them develop and grow, and just I had a big crying moment. But I feel like I've cried throughout all of the Addicted books. There's just something about them. I feel like I'm so connected to these characters that whatever happens to them, good or bad, I cry. I can't help it. I'm just really emotionally attached to these characters that I bawl my eyes out. Same with Some Kind of Perfect. I feel like I've cried multiple times in this one. It's a massive book, so I feel like there's probably a lot of moments where I really cried. And I don't know, I really love this series. I think it's such an emotional series for me because I've been with this series for so long, and I love these characters like they are my family. So I just feel so emotional when it comes to these books, and I've definitely cried in the previous books. But these ones stand out to me in my mind as like I actually really cried while reading these. So yeah, I kind of wanted to just mention them, and they're my babies. This is kind of like an odd one to be like, oh, I cried while reading this, and that is The Program by Suzanne Young. And this book deals with depression and suicide and all of those intense and real mental illnesses. So this one definitely made me quite emotional. I don't think I bawled my eyes out, but I think I did definitely have like, did I definitely got teary-eyed, that's for sure. I also feel really connected to Sloane and James. They are definitely very like unique characters, and I just really love the series. The series has always made me teary-eyed just because it deals with such heavy topics, and I feel like they're done very well. And I remember feeling really emotional about this book and this series. So this is probably another book that, made me cry. Another one is It Ends With Us by Colleen Hoover. I remember one specific part in this book that made me cry, and it's more towards, I would say, the end. I don't really want to spoil it, but it's basically a certain character is in the hospital having this life-changing moment, and I think it's that. Yeah, and I just cried with, basically it's the moment where the title comes up in the book. That is basically the moment where I actually really cried, because I feel like I got teary-eyed throughout this whole book because there was just a lot going on, and it was, a very heavy book. But I for sure cried when the title came up in the book. That made me bawl like a baby. Yeah, I know a lot of people don't like Colleen Hoover, but sometimes she makes me cry in her books because she just brings that emotion there. And I know this book was kind of problematic in a way because there was no trigger warnings. This is trigger warning for abuse. I think that's it. There might be sexual assault. I can't remember, but definitely abuse in here. Yeah, this definitely made me cry at that part, and I vividly remember crying. So yeah, this one got to me. Then I have 2 books by Cassandra Clare, which are probably like, why would you cry at her books? But let me tell you, when you've been reading her books for a very, very, very long time, you get so invested in her characters and her stories. And I think I read City and Bones in like 2012, and then the movie came out in 2013 or something like that. Nope, the movie came out in 2013, yeah, August. So anyways, these are 2 of her books that actually made me bawl like a baby, and the first one is City of Heavenly Fire. I feel like we all know certain parts in this book that made us all cry probably at some point. I don't know, I've just been with these characters for so long that I'm just so connected to them and so invested in them, and I'm very, 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 very scared for these characters in the Mortal Instruments world for the future books, because no, Cassandra Clare better not do that thing, because I don't want that thing to happen, okay? No way. Anyways, this book made me cry more towards the end, I think, but I think I was pretty emotional throughout the whole book because it was the last book in the Mortal Instruments, so yeah. But then also Clockwork Princess by Cassandra Clare made me cry. I feel like we all know why. If you love these books, you know what the deal is with these books. I feel like each book made me cry, but this one I probably cried the most. It was just so good. It was so good. It made me super emotional. But yeah, so I feel like I've cried basically in every book that I've read. Like got teary-eyed or something. I feel like I do that with every book. I am very much a crier in books. I don't know why. I feel like maybe just words. Sometimes some authors can write really beautiful things and it just gets that emotion in me like every time. I don't know. I feel like there's a lot more books that made me cry, but I just kind of wanted to discuss kind of crying while reading and mention a few that have made me cry. Name some books down below that have made you cry, or do you even cry when emotional things happen in books? Are you like not a crier at all? Do you cry at everything like I do, or when it comes to books anyways, or what? Like, let me know. I'm curious, and we can have a discussion in the comments about crying and reading at the same time and all that jazz. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this kind of like random video. I thought I would have more books that I vividly remember crying in, but I actually feel like it was really hard for me to pick books. I was like looking at my shelves and I'm like, did I cry in this book? Did I cry while reading this book? I don't remember because I feel like I cry in every book. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to give it a like, subscribe, follow me on all my other social media, and I will see you guys in my next one.